of humanity, Prophet Muhammad, his household and companions and followers, till the day of accountability. We have discussed last week the right of leaders over with the followers, our responsibilities. This right that are our own, the right of followers over the leadership, their responsibilities, what they're supposed to do to achieve the cause of being leaders successfully, is what we discussed last week. And today we are discussing their own right over us. As leaders in Islam, they have right we must discharge, and they are numerous. Some are going to be mentioned. One, obedience, absolute obedience. And Allah commanded that in Surah An-Nisa, verses 59. Allah says, "O you who believe, obey Allah and obey the messenger and those in authority among you," that is your leaders. "And if you disagree over any issue, now you should return the affairs of that issue back to the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for clear, just judgment. Clear, just judgment. It should not favor you, it shouldn't favor them. It should be cause of justice. And that is the best for any nation that is a Muslim." Now, this ayah has comments of a number of scholars in the past and present. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself has mentioned obedience strictly to leaders. In numerous ahadith, he said, listen to your leaders and obey your leaders. It is a right of the leaders over every Muslim, for what you like and what you dislike. If the leader commands you to do anything, whether you are at will, wishing or not wishing, you must abide with it. And you know why? Because you may not know why he's commanding that. Your scope of understanding is limited to your environment. He's having a wider scope under his control, under which Allah is going to ask him. Allah is going to ask him, if it's for instance Nigerian case, he's going to ask him about the whole 200 million Nigerians. Maybe you are just a chairman of local government, or you don't even chair anything except your family. So you must obey him because he is having a wide scope of consideration. Except for disobedience. When he commands you to disobey, you don't obey him. Never you do that. It's cowardness for you to obey him at a ground of sinning. Ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy on him, said, this verse we have quoted earlier is revealed on us, we the followers, to obey our leaders. Number two, we must respect and honor our leaders. It's part of religion that any of your leaders must be respected and must be honored. He is never ordinary. Allah did not make him to be ordinary. He must be respected. And the hadiths are there. You must respect them. Rasulullah mentioned 3 classes here. He mentioned an aged person with white beards. Here they are disqualified to be a Muslim. In some ahadith, whether a Muslim, whether not Muslim, long as he has white beards, he must be respected because of his age. And Rasulullah ﷺ has demonstrated that practically in Mecca with the Meccan kuffar. He has age over you, you must respect him. Number 2, somebody who memorize the Holy Quran must be respected. Even if that is your son, you must respect him. Number 3 is leaders. Leaders must be respected. Number 3, nasiha, admonishing them, advising them is their right over us. Unfortunately today, most of those who are to advise are fake advisors. We have had a president in this nation that sees his advisors as just people who are there to eat and drink. They are not there to advise him. You don't take anything of their advice. Ad-Din Nasiha. Our religion is built on admonition. And Rasulullah said to Allah, to his book, to his prophet, to the leaders and the followers. To Allah, you do it for Allah's sake. Take the source of your backing from the Quran. Take the source from the Sunnah and advise the leaders. That's why advising a tyrannical leader, advising him physically in front of him is a jihad. Unfortunately today, a number of advisors, even among the Muslims, are just there to eat and drink, not to advise wisely. Number 4, we must assist them and help them. You shouldn't be envying leaders. There are people you should sympathize with. Because on the day of Qiyamah, a governor who is having 3 million in his state is going to be responsible for their welfare. Where he slightly consumes some money, he must pay those 3 million. And when you are leading Nigeria, having over 200 million, he must pay each and every Nigerian what he has consumed. It's not a joke. Any leader should be sympathized with, and you should assist him to get him out of that actually danger on the day of Qiyamah. Number 5, we must pray for them. A sincere prayers, not the fake forged prayers that are going on today, where some prayers are being contracted, where scholars are going about with their complimentary cards for supplications, like somebody going around seeking for contract, scholars going around seeking for prayers contract. We are living in a deadly, actually a very deadly life. I'm not saying all, but it's definitely actually a big crisis, where little are those who can even say exactly what has happened. People turn to the tone of the leaders. They are not giving them their rights, they are not assisting them. They are endangering them. They are endangering them. Now, dua is primary. We must pray for them sincerely in their absence. And of course, by chance, if they are present. And that's why Rasulullah says, the best of your leaders are those whom you love and they love you. You pray for them and they pray for you. The worst of your leaders are those whom you are annoyed with and they are annoyed with you. And you always curse them and they curse you. That this thing is Muslim. And this is the majority leaders we have in this country. Very few are those whom people actually are happy with. That's why Imam Tahawi said we should pray for them. That's why Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal said, if I have an acceptable prayer, I will dash it to the leader. That's why also Fudayl bin Iyad, may Allah have mercy on him, said, if I have one dua that is automatic acceptance, I will give that to my leader. When he was asked, why should you prefer him over yourself in dua? He said, if I make dua for myself and it is accepted, it is within me and my family. But if I make dua for a leader and it is accepted, it makes him better. It makes all those who are under him to be better. Because leadership has impact in Islam. It has tremendous, unquantified benefit to the Ummah. I mentioned only one case study. In the Kaduna crisis, that's the last crisis that happens in Kaduna. You know, whenever there is crisis, that road is not safe. And mostly it's not safe for Muslims. The last crisis, the governor was bold enough to go to the village where the atrocities is being committed all the time. And he warned that in case you use this opportunity and you barricade the road and you killing people, I will demolish, I will level this village. And he left. Nobody truncated the road and nobody attempted that, because that is leadership. It's not because of his huge body or stoutness. It's because of the nature of power and leadership. You will spend 52 weeks in the mosque preaching that nobody should barricade the road, nobody should kill, but people will come out and kill. How many times have we lambasted on this member that people who are going to Plateau should be careful, because that road is a graveyard to Muslims. Numerous times we mentioned this. Whether there is crisis or no crisis, you are not safe. It has happened uncountable. Why is that going on? Because there is no leadership that will stop that. No leadership. Look at the Alkali's case, General Alkali now. How it's going sluggishly. After a comprehensive panel, highly responsible individuals participated. But the case is still fluctuating, up and down coming. Because there is no strong leadership. So Islam recognizes leadership, and Islam encourages people to pray for leadership. Because that's the only way you can sanitize and make a society to be ideal. Not talking, action. Now the saga going on in the country of the chief former or suspended Chief Justice of the Federation is known to almost everybody. It is in our papers, in the net, social media, everywhere it is there. It is the discussion of the day. Almost everybody intellectual is conversant with what is going on. It's very unfortunate that the Nigerian Bar Association are also supporting corruption. They are institutionalizing it by calling for boycott of the court because of these incidents. And they know the law better. They know the law better. The suspension was carried out by Mr. President, which is an absolute right Islamically and constitutionally too. When somebody is being accused and he's in top of the affairs, how do you confirm when you still allow him to be on that throne of leadership? How? And this man went on straight to suspend who can take actually decision on him, because he's the chair. Now the president is only saying suspension, and people are mad just because our population is a population that actually is too sympathetic. We are too silent. In fact, I don't know how you can prove our generosity. It's a terrible generosity. It's not a good generosity. It's a bad one. Now, we have been shouting all over, war against corruption, war against corruption. The government is not doing anything. They are leaving corruption. Corruption is going on. And now a very big corrupt person captured, about being confirmed, and the whole kuffar stand by him that nothing will happen. What has been done is unconstitutional. In this country, you are bold to say this. Are we not aware when the former president suspended and at last dismissed Salami in the same judiciary, and he was recommended back by the chair, but the then president refused to reinstate him back. He refused. The worst that can be given as a clear example is that of the civilian governor. The constitution that allows approving the appointment by two-thirds, did not work, because Sanusi was dismissed, not even suspended, while he was on a function sent by the government in another country. There wasn't any noise making. Nobody making noise. MBA was there. Nobody talked. Nobody said to talk. The House of Reps are there. The Senate also are there. Nobody was involved in Sanusi's issue. None of them was involved. And the Constitution recommends to two of them to approve either going or coming. The next person that was planted there is a curfew. It was not constitutional for him to be there. It was through the window. But the generosity of the president, which has caused Nigerians so many damages with no apology, that generosity is the one that's extended the last part of that person to exist on that seat till date. Till date, he's unconstitutionally there in the CBN, controlling the economy of the nation. Nobody make any noise. And that generosity is being abused. It's been abused. President should be encouraged to deal with whosoever. He shouldn't mind anybody. He should deal with whosoever Nigerian that want to go into corruption thinking he can go free because of his background of either religion or ethnicity or whatsoever. He should go ahead. He shouldn't wait for anybody. If this could have been done earlier, maybe the corruption could have stopped. You have 1 billion, you refuse to declare it as your asset, and you are the overall judge in this country, and people are still looking, making noise, and thinking we can fight corruption. Is it not the end of any corruption? Is it not ending in the judiciary? Who will declare them criminals if the judiciary is criminal itself? I attended an occasion where top government officials were there. Senate President was there. The gentleman in question also was there. Top government officials were there. The issue was discussing corruption. I was lucky to represent the mosque while a Christian pastor represented the Christians. And a paper was presented on behalf of Ribado. He was outside the country, but his paper was presented there. He said he has forwarded the names of 13 governors during his era of fighting corruption. Till the time the paper was presented, which was just a year from now, nobody among the government, no one among them was prosecuted. They are all going free because of the nature of our judiciary. And now Allah wants to save us. He wants to clear them off, starting from the top, and people are supporting them. We will die in corruption, where actions are not taken, where the right thing is not done at the right time. Court of Conduct or Tribunal are resuming the trial on Monday. Our eyes and ears are open. We ask Allah to assist us, to guide us, to pardon us, to assist our leaders who are assisting the cause of truth. And those leaders who are fake, may Allah deal with them here on earth before they are out.